So this is Handshake, and you can get there by going to www.uclan.ac.uk/handshake. And to note as well, this is a browser version, but there's also a Handshake app on Google for Android, and there's a Handshake app on Apple for iPhones. So you can also go and get the app as well. The app's doesn't have quite as much stuff in it as actually the browser does, but it's actually very good because it actually has like a social media feed with videos and useful things inside it. So it's a good thing to go and get the app, so you've got that on your phone and it's easy to use. So from the homepage of Handshake, you basically get information about sessions that employers are running. You can message various employers that are available to talk to about various jobs. It also looks at how you use the platform and shows you jobs that would be popular for you based on your interests, and also jobs that are popular on your own course. So what are other people looking at from the course that you're on, and other recommendations and things like that. So that's just the homepage there. Mostly focuses around jobs and employers. Now, the first bit on the left-hand side here is the Jobs tab. And this is where most people have got to go really in Handshake, because the platform's mostly about jobs and communication with the career service. So if we go to jobs, you'll see today there's a 2,200 jobs, and that's pretty good. I mean, I've seen it go to 2,500 before, so there's a fair number of jobs in the platform at the moment, especially around the beginning of the academic year. This time of year, employers are looking. And jobs are kind of there, and you can basically kind of just scroll through jobs that are here for you, and these jobs will be here displayed based on what you're looking at in the platform. So if you look at a lot of jobs about history, there'll be lots of history jobs. If you look at jobs about science, there'll be lots of science jobs, if those jobs are there. If they're not there, it'll populate it with like all the different types of jobs that you might be interested in. So it's quite intelligent that way in providing you with something, that it believes that you're interested in looking at. Now, you can click on, if there's somebody's name below a job, you can click on that, well, actually on the job itself, and you can actually send a message to that person about that particular job. So that's useful, because most jobs boards, they're generally just like loads of jobs that you can apply for, but quite often here the employers do allow you to message them and ask them a question about the job. So that can actually be a very good thing to do if you've got some questions, rather than just applying. Ask some kind of useful questions, and that can sometimes just put you on that employer's radar for when you do apply. They've already got an idea of who you are as an individual. Sometimes they allow video calls with them as well. That's rarer, but it is sometimes a possible way you can actually do a 15-minute video chat if you're so confident that you could do that. Some jobs say apply externally, and that means that you'll be applying on a form for the employer outside of Handshake. But there will be some jobs where it says to apply. So probably just go and click on two. Most of them are probably going to be external, but there will be jobs, especially the jobs that are listed from UCLan. So let's go and have a look at some of the UCLan roles. So this one here should say apply. So if they are jobs that are specifically on Handshake, you'll be able to apply directly via Handshake with a CV, with a covering letter, any kind of documents that the business has asked for. So sometimes when you click on here, they ask you for certain types of documentation that they would like as part of your application. You can kind of click on any job and favorite it, and they'll go up into this saved area up here, and you'll get jobs emails to remind you about when the job is expiring and other jobs from that particular organization. So you can do that. When you go into particular jobs, let's see, we search see if I can find a local business here, like BAE Systems. So if I was to go into BAE Systems, I can look down and kind of see information about the company, but I can also I can see that they've got some alumni, some graduates who worked at BAE. So you can actually go, and when you see that, you can click on them and go, "Ooh, maybe I would like to work for this company." Students from UCLan are already working at this company. Maybe I can send them a message, because they've graduated, they've left, they've moved on, and it's a great way really of reaching out and saying, what's it like to work there, what's the interview process like, So it's very, very valuable to be able to kind of just look at the bottom of each of the jobs and see, do they actually have any? Now, some of them won't, but some of them will. So it's quite useful to be able to kind of connect with people who are already there. That's something as well that most job platforms don't do. Most platforms are just listing jobs and you're applying. So Handshake's different because it allows you to communicate with people. So send a message, do a video call perhaps, send messages to people who've worked there from UCLan or from any people who've worked there from any of the platforms at universities that are on Handshake, about 30 of them in the UK. So it's quite a large number of potential sort of graduates that you can kind of reach out to. It has these kind of UCLan collections at the top. So if you want to kind of find out businesses that are close to UCLan or businesses are popular with our graduates, you can kind of just click on these particular ones and it shows you kind of businesses that are sort of close to where we are, if you're looking to work in the local area. But any of these are quite useful that we've curated together for you. But you can also search via location, distances from certain locations as you'd expect. Whether it's like on-site or remote work, whether it's full-time or internships. And you've got a raft of other kind of filters that you can kind of search from. So it's quite good because, systems that we've had in the past haven't really been as good when it comes to having as many ways to search. So that's useful. When you click application, when you do apply, if you click on applications, it keeps a track of the jobs that you've applied for, and you can see whether they're pending or whether they've declined or whether you've been successful. That only depends really on whether the employer has actually been good enough to update that information. But if you do apply for a UCLan role, we do make sure that we make sure that those are up to date. You've also got employers, and here you can see all the employers that are on Handshake. So there are almost 21,000 UK employers on the platform at the moment, and it seems to be going up all the time. Lots and lots of employers are on. And you can do basically a search by employer size, search by whatever industry you want to search for, and you can search by locations as well. So it's useful to kind of see them, and you can follow them as well to get information about kind of jobs that they've got available as well. So it's just a big jobs platform. All the jobs that you see listed are jobs that companies want UCLan students for. So they're not just jobs that are just any job. The company specifies that they want UCLan students to work for them. So that's good because it's not just any random role. It's actually things that they're looking for you as a student or students of anybody. So that's good. So that's all I'll say about that jobs area. It's best to explore, have a little bit of a play. We've got events here. So there's basically lots of events that are on. You can see jobs, careers fairs at UCLan by clicking on that particular one there. You can see employer events, you can see advice that we're giving, events that we're giving, and employer hosted events. But if you don't do those ones there, you just basically get all of them. And there's quite a bit of a mixture. There's careers fairs that we're running, there's sessions that we're running from careers, but there's also some large companies in here as well. Here's a big one with some quite big known banks in there. We've got here some big name solicitors. PricewaterhouseCoopers, JP Morgan, they're very big companies. They're basically, you can go on and just find out about the employer and the kind of jobs that they're offering. There's so many particular ones here you could go and actually do. So it's really great to see there's so many online events that students can participate in, but also come to the fairs as well. If you come to any of our careers fairs in semester one, and check in, you'll get entered in a prize draw to win a Surface Go worth almost £400. So it's worthwhile coming to as many careers fairs as you can because you get entered into the prize draw. So we've got the Q&A section is basically employers answering students' questions, which is quite interesting. And here we've got a place where you can contact other students at UCLan by sending them a message, or you can contact students at other universities. If you want alumni graduates, you can click on graduates and you'll get all the graduates from UCLan here, and you can search them by employers and sectors and courses, and you can message them to kind of find out how they're doing, as we said already. But you can really kind of make connections with other students, but also connections with people who've left and moved on. So it's really good because it's not just a static platform. Again, it's all about communication. It's all about networking. It's all about building up relationships, and that's really very valuable. We tend to think of it as kind of the LinkedIn of universities. So LinkedIn's kind of more for established employers, and when of course, you can go on there as a student as well. But here, it's more about kind of like employers looking for students that they can work with. And if you are on the platform, it means that employers can find you if you make yourself available for employers to see you. When you first start using the platform, you've got the choice to be seen by everybody in the community, just by employers, or just to be private. So you can choose who you want to be seen by. And if you go to the top right and you click my profile, you can actually build up a profile for yourself. You can put your picture if you want, a bio about yourself, your education, your work experience, organizations, projects you're doing, what kind of skills that you've got, CV and other documents if you want to put them up. So it's very good because it's very much like LinkedIn, and people will be very, very used to kind of making a profile on the platform. But employers can search for these profiles. So if they're looking for someone from a particular course or a particular sector, they can search for those people. And if you're there and you're visible, you've set yourself visible, then you can be seen. And then maybe the employers might be able to send you a message and invite you to interview or ask you some questions, etc., etc. You can also go up to this top right and you can go to settings and privacy, and you can change your sort of level of visibility at any time by selecting that there. And also, if you're in here and you set notifications, you can also choose, like, if you've got any, what kind of emails you want to receive, what kind of messages you want to receive to your mobile phone app, etc. So you don't have to be deluged with emails. You might just choose to say that you want certain particular things. If you do receive a message from an employer, it'll come into this inbox on the left-hand side, and then you'll be able to see the employer sending you a message, and then you'll be able to type a message back here and press send, and then you'll be able to have a conversation backwards and forwards with employers. And lots of students do. The students who have had like many messages with many employers and built up quite a large set of networking, and that is quite common, and students can do that. So yeah, that's your inbox there. It's very easy to reply. It's not like live or anything, but it's like it's very, very easy. It's not like having emails. It's a little bit harder, but this is a lot more easy to kind of facilitate. Also, we should say the last bit on the left-hand side is the Career Centre, and this is where students can go to do mainly booking appointments. So if you go to Career Centre and then go to appointments, you can book an appointment, click on careers, and then you can choose the 4 different types of appointment that are available to you. Most of them are 45 minutes, but this one, quick query, is 20 minutes. And then if you click on any particular type of appointment that you want to have with the careers advisors, whether it be an application check, mock interview, a careers advice session, you can just click on the different days. You can find out which advisors are available when you're free, and then you can click on them, and you can kind of say whether you want it face-to-face or virtual, if that's an option to you at that point. And then you can leave a little bit of message for the advisor to say, what they can help you with, and then to say request, and then you'll get an email reminder, and you'll get an email reminder the day before. And I think even on the same day, you also get a reminder too. So you get reminders about them, and you can actually do the careers advice appointments online on your phone as well, inside the app, or just on your browser or anything like that. So if you wanted to do online face-to-face, you can come into the Career Centre and talk to the advisor one-to-one, or you can just come to our drop-ins and talk to us there. Also on this Career Centre page, you can see the curated employers again, but down here there's also a public staff list, so you can have a look, and you can kind of click on the staff that you want to send a message to, including just careers in general. And then when you click on there, you can send us a message, and then we'll all reply to you. So it's just another easy, quick, fast way of getting in touch with ourselves, careers advisors. You might not want a full session. You might just want to ask a question and get that one done.